Please join us in singing our song, the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, Sebastian. When I look out at this crowd, out of all of the Memorial Day events I've personally been to here at this park, I have never seen this many people here. Thank you all for coming out to remember our fallen. You know, sometimes people get Memorial Day confused with the holiday. As we all know sitting here, Memorial Day is a day of remembrance to our fallen men and women who serve bravely throughout the world, protecting the freedoms that we enjoy today. So I am proud to be here today to read this proclamation for you. All right, Memorial Day, May 29, 2023. Whereas Memorial Day, originally called Decoration Day, was officially proclaimed and first observed on May 30th, 1868. When flowers were placed on the graves of Union and Confederate soldiers at the Arlington National Cemetery. And whereas in 1966, President Lyndon B. Johnson declared the birthplace of Memorial Day to be Waterloo, New York. And in 1971, Congress passed the National Holiday Act of 1971, which called for Memorial Day to be held each year on the last Monday in May. And whereas this year, as we reflect on the sacrifices made by so many men and women who laid down their lives for us and all of the wars and conflicts, let us continue to honor the memory of all veterans and pass down to our younger generations the knowledge that their ability to live free was born by heroes who fought on the battlefield. Now, therefore, I, Fred Jones, Mayor of the City of Sebastian, and on behalf of the Sebastian City Council, express our gratitude to every fallen, wounded, and missing hero who gave us our freedom. And witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the great city of Sebastian to be affixed this 29th day of May 2023.
2002 graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy. He served as a Naval Flight Officer and Human Resource Officer in his 20-year career. He then returned to Sebastian River High School to lead the junior NJROTC program at his alma mater. Please welcome Commander Peter Bissonnette.
Good morning. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize and thank Mayor Jones, Vice Mayor Nunn, Sheriff Flowers, Police Chief Acosta, Commissioner Lohr, Council Members Dixon, McPartland, and Dodd, and anyone else who I missed. Please, my apologies. I'd also like to recognize our local veterans of foreign wars, the American Legion, Sebastian Area Veterans Honor Guard, the Boy Scouts of America, Sebastian River High School Band, of course, my own NJROTC Color Guard, and most importantly, all veterans in attendance. Thank you for being with us today. Please give them a round of applause right now. You know, in the past 20 years, I've traveled the world with my family and the Navy, and I can tell you without reservation, it is so very good to be back home here in Sebastian with all of you folks. Thank you for being here today. And for many Americans, the last Monday in May marks the unofficial start of summer. It's a long weekend for a family barbecue or gathering with friends. For those who served in the military, Memorial Day holds a greater significance, as it commemorates the brave men and women who lost their lives defending our great nation. At the core of our military lie unique themes: the selfless desire to serve and the willingness to sacrifice to defend our nation. The origin of Memorial Day, as Mayor Jones alluded to, was first observed over 155 years ago, and then known as Decoration Day, was to beautify the graves in memory of those who fought and died to preserve our Union during the Civil War. The holiday's name obviously changed over the years, but its ideals and intention have not. It's a day on which all Americans should take a moment to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Memorial Day is a day for both grief and celebration, reflecting on the tragic loss of life and recounting the courageousness of our service members. As President Harry Truman stated in his address to the armed forces after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, our debt to the heroic men and valiant women in the service of our country can never be repaid. They've earned our undying gratitude. America will never forget their sacrifices. Because of these sacrifices, the dawn of justice and freedom throughout the world slowly casts its gleam across the horizon. With the respect and admiration we give our fallen, pay tribute to their memory and the lives they lived. We do so by visiting their grave sites or placing flags, wreaths, or other mementos at their memorials in our communities. But their final resting place should not be the only space we gather, share memories, or sit in quiet contemplation. To truly honor their lives, we must share their stories with others and ensure their memories live on, even though they're gone. Stories like that of Corporal Dale J. Cridlow. Cridlow was killed in action in Kunar Province, Afghanistan, on November 7, 2010. His patrol was sweeping for explosives when insurgents attacked his unit with small arms fire. He'd been in Afghanistan since December 2009 and was scheduled to return home just before Christmas 2010. Cridlow's ultimate sacrifice will never be forgotten by the 27th Engineer Battalion, his family, his friends, and the American people. Corporal Cridlow's mother, Michelle Dale, who is in attendance here today, is the founder of the American Gold Star Mothers of Indian River County. Cridlow's sacrifice inspired her to start the Indian River chapter of Gold Star Mothers. She honors her son by supporting families who have also lost service members and by supporting service members who have returned from battle with wounds that may not be physically visible. It is her way of keeping Cridlow's memory alive. Please join me briefly in giving her and Corporal Cridlow a round of applause. No matter where a service member's battlefield was, in the mountains of Afghanistan, the deserts of Iraq or Syria, skies over Europe, the islands of the Pacific, frozen terrain of Korea, jungles of Vietnam, or elsewhere, the stories of the fallen matter and need to be told. By sharing their stories, we keep their memories alive and give others a glimpse of military service that aims to inspire them to create a better world, a stronger nation, and kinder communities. It is up to us to use the gifts secured by those who made the ultimate sacrifice to do as much good as possible and honor a debt that can never be repaid. I'd like to share a brief excerpt from the poem For the Fallen by Robert Lawrence Binion. I hope you find the same meaning in it that I do. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. On Memorial Day, we reflect and share the experiences of our fallen loved ones. But tomorrow, and in the days that follow, we must act. Today I ask you, what will you do to honor their memory? How will you pay the gift forward? Really think about it for a moment. If I may be so bold, I have a suggestion. Serve here, in our Sebastian or Greater Indian River community. Join a civic or veterans organization. Coordinate the beautification of a local park or graveyard. Support local youth organizations like Sports League or the Boys and Girls Club, or even your local Navy JROTC. Help a neighbor in need. Find a way to serve someone who has no possible way of repaying you. And don't be dissuaded if you never hear even one word of thanks. Do this, and you can know that you have honored the memory of the fallen and their sacrifice. Let's carry their sacrifice with us in our hearts and strive to honor their memory by being good and faithful, hopeful and strong, and committed to building a brighter future for all of us. Thank you. May God bless us all, and may you have an inspiring Memorial Day.
stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean white with foam.